don't really think it matters what broadhead you're shooting on the end of the arrow, as long as the broadhead you're shooting is sharp, it is tuned to your bow and made of quality. My name's Jeff Cordero, and this is going to be part 2 of my broadhead test video. So last week I did mechanicals. A lot of you guys had a ton of comments about mechanicals. Some of you hate mechanicals and you wanted me to do fixed blades. Well, that video is here now. I asked on Instagram probably 2 months ago, hey, which broadheads do you want to see me test? I'm going to pick the 5 most popular ones out of that, and these are the 5 right here. I went out and purchased all of these. None of these were sent to me. So I have no obligation to any of these companies. I have shot some of these before and shot animals with them. So I do have first-hand experience shooting some of these broadheads. Some of them I don't. These are the popular ones. These are the ones that you guys wanted to see. To do that, you guys supporting the channel, I would appreciate a subscription to the channel. Drop a comment down below which broadhead you're going to be shooting, and if you like the video, hit that like button. These are going to be the 5 broadheads that I'm going to be testing out today. We're going to test weight, consistency as they come out of the package. We're going to spin them on the arrow spinner to see if they spin true. We're going to use the exact same arrow to do that, so there's no inconsistencies in the arrow. And then we're going to shoot them. We're going to shoot them at range at 70 yards using the Elite Exalt 35. It's the bow I'm going to be hunting with this year. So that bow is shooting really, really well, and I've actually tuned that bow with a practice broadhead from Evolution Outdoors. This is very much like the Jekyll, which is their fixed blade head, which is not one of the heads that you guys wanted me to review. But this is the one that I went out and tuned my bow with. So these all should fly pretty well. But yeah, let's get into it. First broadhead is G5's Montec. This is probably one of the broadheads that has killed the most amount of animals like ever. A ton of people love using these. It's an inch and an eighth cut. It's a 3 blade. No moving parts, no replaceable blades, one solid piece of construction. So you can shoot this as your practice tip and then resharpen it. That's the beauty about fixed blades over mechanicals, is you can resharpen them. Or you get something like this. This is the Hades Pro from Grim Reaper. This is a 4 blade, inch and 3/16 cut, but you can actually replace these blades. So as you use them, you can just throw new blades in there. Then we have Tooth of the Arrow. This is another broadhead. I haven't actually shot a Montec or any of the Grim Reaper Hades into animals, and neither have I done it with the Tooth of the Arrow. But this Tooth of the Arrow, it's a solid construction broadhead made here in the USA, inch and an eighth cut, 3 blades. So again, you can go ahead and resharpen these if you want. The 2 broadheads I've actually used to shoot animals with, this is the QAD Exodus. This is not the sweatback blade version. This is the full blade version. I've used the sweatback blade version, shot one of these whitetails with it. Did well, double lung, dug into the dirt, and ferrule held up really well. Just needed to replace the blades. But that's the beauty of these 2, is you can replace the blades on these. And then last but not least, the most expensive one on this table. Thank you guys for that. This is the Ironwill. Now, this is the Ironwill 125 solid with bleeders. There are a ton of different versions of these out there. The one I've actually used to kill deer with has been the 125 wide vented. So pretty similar. This is not a single bevel. This is the double bevel grind, which is my personal what I like. I think it just takes one of the inconsistencies out of getting a good arrow to fly. Just get the double bevel if you're not sure. If you want to go single bevel, make sure your fletchings are fletched the same way as the bevel, and there's people out there that live and die by single bevels, and that's great for them. I've had good success with the double grind, especially on those 125 wides. Again, flies really straight, did well for me, and all you can do with these is you can actually go ahead and touch these blades up. I think you can actually take this blade out. So first we're gonna weigh all these arrows for consistency. These all should weigh 125 grains. I'm looking for something that is within a half a grain. If they can come in weighing within a half a grain of each other, acceptable. Now, when I did my mechanical video, my scale, typically those broadheads weighed like just under, they were like 123 of 125. That could just be my scale. So I'm just looking to see if they are consistent with, within a half a grain. So when I was making that video and editing it, I realized that, hey, maybe my scale's off 2 grains, but that shouldn't matter as long as they weigh the same in the package. So Let's pull the scale out. Let's cut these open. Not cut our fingers. Let's get to weighing them. Sharp, that's for sure. All right, first ones on this list. These are going to be the Ironwill 125s. First broadhead comes in 123.4. Second broadhead 122.6. Third broadhead 123.4. So two of these weighed consistent. This one, the 122.6, was just a little bit lighter. That's 0.8 of a grain, so a little off, but not terrible. It's within a grain. Like I said, I want to see them within a half. QAD Exodus. Sharp, that's for sure. First broadhead 127.6, so a little on the heavier side. 127.8. Third broadhead 128, seems a little heavy. 128. So 127.6, 127.6, and 128. So they are within a half a grain. I like that. And these QADs, like I said, I've shot these in the past, and they've done well for me. Remember, kids, broadheads are sharp. They're meant to cut things, including your finger. So let's weigh these two through the arrows. First one, 123. Second one, 122.6, so 0.4 of a grain. Third one, 122.6. Again, my scale might be 2 grains light, but they're consistent. They were within 0.4 of a grain, so it's under the half that I like to see. QAD Pro, this is going to be a 4-blade. First broadhead. Explosion. Now, I'm not sure if you're supposed to weigh these with these little rings that come on it, but I'm going to because it looks like it's what holds the blades in. All right, so let's weigh these 3 Hades Pro 4 blades from Grim Reaper. The first one comes in 124.8, so close to the 125. 125.2, so it's a little heavier. We're at 0.4. And the last one is 124.4, so we're 0.8 difference between these 3. The Montec G5s. All right, the first Montec. 125.0. Second Montec. 124.4, so 0.6 of a grain. Third one, 122.6. 122.6. So we have quite a bit of variance between these 3. I would like to see this a little tighter. If I were to buy, let's say 2 3-packs of these, and I were to have 6, this would probably be my practice head because it's the lightest, as long as all those other ones weighed the same. So let's go ahead, get this camera set up, and we're gonna go ahead and spin all of these. All right. So when it came to the spin test, all of these broadheads spun pretty well. The only one that I think had the most variance in the spinning of them, to my eye, was the QAD Exodus. The tooth of the arrows spun extremely well. I was very impressed because I've never put my hands on those before. So they spun very well. That's good to see. G5 Montecs, they spun well. The Ironwills, of course, spun well. The Pro Hades, I think 2 of the 3 spun good. One of them had a tiny bit of wobble in the tip. But other than that, you know, if I were to do it, I like to spin all of my broadheads, especially fixed blade broadheads. With all of them, except for maybe the QADs, I wouldn't care which one is number 1, 2, or 3. With the Exodus, I might label them 1, 2, and 3, and then just start putting the ones that wobble a little more deeper into my quiver. But overall, again, these companies, these broadheads, very consistent. They all spun really well. There was no like glaring bad broadhead in any of them. So we're going to do the 70-yard range for accuracy. I have my piece of cardboard here supplied to me by the Postal Service. It's roughly 7 by 8. We're going to stick it at 70 yards. We're going to shoot 3 arrows. 2 of those arrows are going to be arrows with broadheads on them, and 1 of them is going to be with a field point, just because broadheads are a little bit more finicky in the air downrange. And you know, they can be a little more finicky with grip pressure and if you're torquing the bow, etc. So getting 2 will give me a little bit better of an accuracy perspective than mechanicals. I feel like mechanicals, you know, you can get away with a little bit more. That's why I only shot 1. So let's get all this set up and let's start slinging some carbon with some sharp pointy things on the end of it downrange. All right, here we go. We hit the Ironwill 125 solids with bleeders up first. 70 yards, Ironwill. Ironwill broadhead, number 2. Field point control for the Ironwill 125s. This is the Ironwill 125 solids. Like I said, I wanted to shoot 3 arrows, and this is the reason why. This broadhead right here, which was my second one, I felt like I tugged it a little bit to the right, which I did, but all of these are perfectly on plane. These 2 are actually really close. This is the field point, and this is the broadhead. So impressed with the accuracy of the Ironwills. Like I said, I've shot animals with these. I put these in my quiver. I trust these. All right, next up is the Hades Pro 4-blade from Grim Reaper. That one might have hit a little low. It felt low to me, and I didn't hear it pop cardboard. So if it's a little low, that one was on me. Second one, Hades Pro 4-blade Grim Reaper 125, 70 yards. Felt good. Grim Reaper Hades Pro field point control 70 yards. All right, this is the Hades Pro from Grim Reaper. Pretty good. So this is the broadhead, this is a field point, and this was the one that back there I said I felt like I dropped it a little low, which I did, but it still hit the paper, so pretty happy with it. Fly good, group pretty good, bow's in tune. All right, G5 Montec, first broadhead, 70-yard accuracy test. It's definitely the loudest one I've shot. This is the G5 Montec 70-yard accuracy test broadhead, number 2. All right, we picked up a little crosswind in between 1 and 2, so I waited a minute. This is the G5 Montec broadhead, number 2, 70 yards accuracy test. And this wind, of course, picks back up. And arrow number 3, this is the field point for the G5 Montecs, 70 yards. All right, well, that's cool to see. This is the field point, and these are both of the Montecs. They are practically touching. I am surprised I didn't cut any of the fletchings going in. If you were to shoot these, all I would do is just tune my bow a little bit. I'd move my rest over a little bit because these flew really, really well. Yeah, I'd just tighten this up, and they're both hitting in a vertical area that I'm happy with. G5 Montecs, shoot good. All right, broadhead number 1, tooth of the arrow, 70-yard accuracy test. Felt good, hit a little right. Still seems to be a little right, but this is the field point for the tooth of the arrow 70-yard accuracy test. That's a little left. All right, tooth of the arrow, 3-blade. Broadhead, I knew I tugged this one a little right. This one felt really good, but was right. And this was the field point. So this was the same as like the Montecs. So again, if I were to use these broadheads, I would definitely tune my bow to these broadheads. But like when I shot the Hades Pro and the Ironwill, they both hit like within an inch of each other in the center. So it really depends. When you get fixed blade broadheads, you have to tune your bow to the broadhead that you're using. But not terrible. Some of this was mostly me. This right here would just be tuning. All right, QAD Exodus, accuracy test, 70 yards, full blade, broadhead number 1. QAD Exodus, broadhead number 2. QAD Exodus, accuracy test, field point. That one was me. All right, here we go. QAD accuracy test. Again, the broadheads grouped together on the right side of the cardboard. This one is what you call punching the trigger. So I knew that was me. But again, all of these broadheads, except for the exception of one, which was a tugged shot by me, they all hit the 7x8 sheet of cardboard at 70 yards. So that tells me, you know, like this, again, if I just tune my bow to these broadheads, to a fixed blade broadhead particularly, I know I can get these to fly good because they are grouping really well at 70 yards. At least these two are. So overall, you know, I've been happy with the way all of these have shot. I'd really have no problem putting any one of them in my quiver once I got it to tune and shoot good through my bow. And again, this one, that was me being a Mike Tyson punching the snot out of it. This is going to be broadheads versus OSB. We're under the gun because I'm going to try not to shoot one of my chickens. So we're going to do this as quick as we can. This one, first one, is going to be the Montec G5. Second one up, Ironwill 125 with bleeders versus 3/4 inch OSB. Third up, QAD Exodus, full blade. Fourth up, 4-blade. This is the Grim Reaper Hades Pro. That one went through. That's why I didn't want my chickens back there. Last but not least, tooth of the arrow, 3-blade. Let's go see him. Here we go. Here is our 4 that made it. That's why the tooth of the arrow didn't go all the way through, is because it hit the leg of this elk target. So we're gonna dig that out. But we gotta go find this Hades. Here it is. This one blew all the way through the OSB and appears to be unscathed. That fletching was ripped before. It's one of my field points, shooting groups earlier, but I used it for this because I didn't care about it. QAD Exodus, Ironwill G5 Montec, and this tooth of the arrow lodged in this leg. That looks good. We'll drag these back into the shop, yank these out of the plywood, and see if there's any damage to them. It doesn't appear that there is any damage to them, even the ones that have replaceable blades. The QAD Exodus and the Hades Pro both look great. So we'll just rub our fingernail across, check sharpness, and get a recap. All right, so this is it. This is round 2 of this broadhead test videos that I've done. Last week we did mechanicals. This week we did fixed blade broadheads, and we had a variety of different ones here. All of them excelled. They all spun really well. They weighed. The variance was a little bit more, I think, with the G5s than I would like to see, but all the other ones kind of fit under that 1 grain and closer to the half of a grain variance, which is good. All of these, after shooting them through the OSB, are still very sharp, and none of these blades, even the replaceable ones on like the Hades Pro and on the QAD Exodus, show any sign of damage at all. So you could replace these blades and go hunting with them. You could take something like this Ironwill tooth of the arrow and simply just run this over a stone, resharpen it, and I could take it hunting tomorrow if I wanted to. But like I said, the last couple of years, I have shot fixed blades heads. I've been shooting these Ironwills. I've taken these out west a couple times, haven't been able to use them, but have shot whitetails with them. Same thing with the QAD Exodus. I've shot a couple whitetails with these. The one thing in my personal experience that I lack with a fixed blade head is blood trails. I've had some really good shots, some double lung shots, one through the heart, and I just have not had great blood trails. Now I have 2 holes, one on each side, because I've had complete pass-throughs, but I just haven't had really good blood trails. And that's why I'm switching to mechanicals this year. I think for me personally, I want a bigger blood trail. A lot of the mechanicals that we talked about last week, I'd feel very comfortable taking any one of those in the woods, just like I would with any of these fixed blade heads, because at the end of the day, I don't think it really matters. It's whatever you think and what you believe in. Now, sure, there is a time and place to shoot mechanicals over fixed blades or fixed blades over mechanicals, but I think anything here in North America, as long as you're shooting adequate poundage and you're not some like fringe person who's shooting a 40-pound draw weight and you have a 25-inch draw length, yeah, you probably should be shooting a fixed blade head. But if you're like the average person with a 28 and a half inch draw length, you're shooting somewhere 60 to 75 pounds, I think you can get away with a mechanical. But that's my personal opinion. And I know the comment section's about to go hell in a handbasket, and you're going to have everyone's opinion down there. And I encourage you to drop those opinions down there because, you know, whatever, voice it out. I don't care. It's just the comment section. But I don't really care. As long as what you have on the end of your arrow is sharp, it is tuned, it's of good quality, and you're shooting it well out of your bow, shot placement is the king of everything. So I don't think it matters what broadhead you're shooting. If you want to shoot this tooth of the arrow or you want to shoot this, G5 Montec. I think what matters is as long as your broadhead sharp, your bow is tuned, and you put on a good shot, you're going to get the results you want. So if any of these broadheads look appealing to you, again, I'll have it down in the comment section, the weights, the cost of these, but if they look appealing and it's something you want to get into, go ahead, go to the manufacturer, buy one of these broadheads. I all think they're great options. Thanks for watching this video, guys. My name is Jeff Cordero. We'll see you on the next video.